Hello, I'm Jeannie. I've been on YouTube for nearly 13 years now, and I haven't been ready to do what I'm about to do and to use YouTube the way I'm about to use it until now. Because so far, the views that I got on here, the way that I look, what I'm talking about, has been so important to me. And I was just swimming in the pool and I realized for the first time, like, I do not give a fuck how many views this video gets or what this video is supposed to lead to. For it to follow you on me on Instagram or sell you one of my products, or, you know, like, there's no agenda, you know? Like, I actually have been able to not give a fuck about the view count, the point of anything. Like, it's just literally now coming from a place of giving. I'm doing this because I want to. And so I'm actually using the YouTube, like, you know, camera on here. Like, I'm not even filming this on my phone and then uploading or whatever. I'm just gonna make this shit as simple as possible. Like, before I used to post, like, I was just like, the videos have to be perfect and they have to be, like, done a certain way, and, like, I have to be Casey Neistat and I have to do all this stuff because otherwise it's not gonna work, and, like, people are not gonna watch it and they're not gonna give a shit, and blah 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 blah, all this kind of stuff. And this has led to, for the past 12 to 13 years, that I just haven't posted that much, that I haven't been consistent because it just scared me. And for the past 3 years, I became really big on the platform Snapchat and now on Instagram because of the story function. It's just so easy to just, like, create in the moment and you're not overthinking. You're just like, yeah, whatever, I'll just make the snap now, you know? By the way, I'm really aware that I might have something on my teeth. Okay. Am I good? Okay, I'm good. Yeah, and so it's just like, holy fuck, like, what a massive realization. Like, how we hold ourselves back, like, because we are wanting to perfect, because we want something to look a certain way of, like, who's standard, right? And we're holding ourselves back from our own voices and our own, like, wisdom because we don't look like that image yet that is portrayed to us of what an influencer should be, of what a voice should be, of what this video should be like, right? And I really wish that there was 12 years of just videos of me, like, trying and, like, being myself and making crappy videos, and, like, that just, you know, was something that I can look back on, right? This is something that I gave the world, of, like, my authenticity of just being me. And so after all this time of YouTube being my, like, most difficult platform, and, like, this, like, total, like, misunderstood thing where I'm like, well, there has to be, like, this thumbnail and then I have to call it something that'll go viral and then I have to write this fucking long description. Like, it's just, like, it's such a pain in the ass. But what I'm actually doing is I'm stopping myself from creating and communicating and putting energy out there to people that might need to hear the shit that I'm about to say, but to hear the things that I'm about to communicate, because literally I'm living this, like, totally unapologetic, present, fearless life. And I'm constantly evolving in, like, new things and new realizations. And I feel like sharing that process and sharing that energy with the world is so valuable and so needed, because I've gotten to where I am because of people actually sharing their true stories and their journeys and becoming my mentors from far away through these boxes and cameras, even though they are not even there present, right? So I feel like these are multipliers of energy where we're able to reach thousands, hundreds, millions of people and communicate. And the point is now that by me making these videos and sharing with you authentically, like, even if it's just one person listening, even if it's just you right now who's like, holy shit, I need to live more fearlessly. I have to go out and do that thing, and I should, you know, go on a fucking trip to Bali, which is where I am right now, which I really recommend. This is my favorite country that I've ever been in, and I'm living in this, like, most beautiful palace little castle that is my haven. And so, yeah, so I'm coming back to YouTube and I'm just gonna create like this because, like, it's not gonna work. Like, all these edited things and, like, it's just like, it's like, please, like, it's enough. It's enough. It's enough. It's just here. Let's just talk. Let's just be, without it having to accumulate anything, funnel to anything, or just being an interchange. And you know, and I love doing my Instagram stories, and it's cool bringing people into my day, but it's like some thoughts are longer than these 14-15 seconds that Instagram stories allows. And, like, and with the live streams, I love doing live streams, but then they're going to be gone in 24 hours. So this is like a way more permanent place to share unfiltered streams of thought. And yeah, so I'm here, I'm back, I'm ready, I'm like fucking just I got the message. I am here. It's taken me 12 years, you know, I've been learning, but I'm like finally here. I'm just like, okay, let's do this. Let's actually just talk. Let's just be. Let's hang out and let's like not have it have to look like anything. And I'll just share one thing with you guys that sparked this whole like thought process of me like swimming in the pool just like back and forth. And I was swimming in the pool back and forth and I was just like, wow, like life is so easy. Life is so beautiful. Life is so abundant. I am so abundant. I'm never going to have to again worry about money. I'm never going to have to again worry about scarcity, and that doesn't mean that it's because I have an unlimited supply of money, or because I have all these things, like these securities in life that will make sure that I succeed, right? Which is what society tells you that it should be. But actually, and here's the fucking secret, is that you have unlimited supply of everything, because that's literally what life is. It is energy cycling to you. And today I made the commitment to myself to truly surrender, truly be present, truly be here in this experience and feel all of it. The good and the bad, if it's shit or whatever, I'll just be here and I'll be grateful that I'm able to be here, and I'll be present and open and loving. And that's what's gonna make all the difference. And so, no, I don't have a fucking like unlimited supply chain of gold coming towards me every day, but like I can feel that is actually not something that I'm ever gonna have to worry about again, because the act of worrying is actually disattracting everything away from you. Like the secret, the law of attraction, all that kind of stuff, like manifestation, it's 1000% correct. Like anytime I'm actually in a flow state and I am applying it, it happens. It's just like the shit that I'm able to manifest in like the matter of seconds is crazy, like crazy stuff. Everything from emails coming into my inbox of $500,000 consulting contracts to, like literally someone just like appearing and like giving me a coffee when I just like was like, oh, I'd really like a coffee right now. And like out of no context whatsoever is like, oh, hey, does someone need a coffee? Like shit like that. Like I'm telling you, it's like instant manifestation. And so I'm going to be talking a lot more about this and flow states and how you get yourself into that. And I know that a lot of it might sound like hocus pocus or whatever. You're just like, oh, whatever. But there's a part of you that's listening right now that's just like, yeah, but that shit's kind of true. Like I kind of resonate with that. I kind of like, I want to hear more about it. And just listen to that part. That's the part of you that is not all of these like thought patterns that like society is trying to train you to like be more fucked up and more scared to live here, because it's so much easier to manipulate you if you're afraid, right? Than if you're like empowered and free and fucking just like, yes, let's do this, right? It's hard to manipulate someone like that. Like why would I do what you tell me to do if like I don't need anything from you? If I am just like here just being in my own strength and loving life, like I can't tell you to buy that dress because you're so insecure that you think that you need it to look better or to impress someone. No. So it's a lot. You have to understand that society, or like the construct that we've built of this like consumeristic model wants you to feel like shit about yourself. It wants you to doubt. That's the kind of the dark space, the shadow monster, right? And so when you come into a space of light and you're just like, well, I'm abundant as fuck and I have everything I need, no one can sell you shit that you don't need anymore, like all of these like little gadgets and things that you need in your house that's actually just creating more plastic and more garbage. But anyways, more on that soon. But it was I just became so fucking present to it. I was just like, wow, I am like in complete surrender of life right now. Anything that happens, I'm down. I'm just here. And it was also sparked by someone commenting on my Instagram, and they were like so upset at me yesterday, like just really like angry because I was driving on the back of a scooter without a helmet, It's normal here. If you go to anywhere and like we ride on scooters all day, every day. We're not always gonna wear helmets, you know what I mean? Sometimes I have a ponytail on and I don't want to wear a helmet. And she got so angry. She's like, I hope people don't watch your story and like da 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 da, and then they're gonna do it too. And there's all these people like that are getting hurt and all this kind of stuff, and people are dying, and like you're telling people to die basically. And I was like, huh, interesting thought process you have there. I decide not to subscribe to that. I completely disagree with you. I think that by default, when you get into any vehicle that is, you know, faster than yourself, can get you forward, if it's a bike, if it's a motorbike, if it's a car, whatever, you put yourself at risk. You know, there's always leaving the house, leaving your bed, you put yourself at risk, at harm. Like, my human body is actually quite frail, right? Like, I'm not like massively, like, you can hit me with something hard with like a bat and I will like fucking either be dead or like have very serious head injury, right? So there's always a possibility, and I surrender to the fact that whatever experiences that life gives me, I am just meant to have, right? If I am meant to fall off of my motorcycle and hit my head and be in the hospital and be in a coma for 3 years, well, then that's the experience that I asked for from life, and then I should surrender to that and be like, okay, great, this is the experience that I'm having. And I know it's really difficult for people to take responsibility that everything in their life that they're attracting, but it's just the fucking truth. And if you, one of my mentors told me like something really, really beautiful that always stuck with me. His name is Eric Edmeades. And he was talking about the fact that, you know, what I was just saying, how everything is chosen. And he says, you know, when a little boy decides to become reborn into this life and at the age of 7 die of leukemia, then he just really maybe wanted to feel what it was like to be so loved by people. To be this beacon of light and awakening in other people's hearts when they forgot what it was like to live. Maybe that was what he came into this world to be a fucking shining light. And that was his choice that he made. And so there is no pity in that. It's not like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, you're having an operation or doing anything. It's like, oh wow, you actually chose that experience in your life. I'm excited for you to see what it brings to you, how further it develops your soul. And that's basically what we're doing here. This is just a beautiful game that we get to play where we are developing and evolving our hearts and our souls and nourishing. And we're immortal. This whole dying thing, like, come on, really? There's so many religions that are trying to tell you differently. I believe in reincarnation. I believe in a cycle of the soul and that there being more levels to consciousness than just this one human lifetime. It's just like, it just feels right to me. It just makes sense, like, in my gut. And if we do end up destroying this planet for some reason, I believe that we will reincarnate on the next one. And maybe there are other versions of ourselves and other life forms that are reincarnating in planets all over the world. Anyways, that was a lot to unpack. So more of this to come soon. Love you so much. And for anyone who's actually still watching this is almost 13 minutes long. Amazing. Because you're watching this for a reason. You're watching this because there was an energy that was drawing you in, and where you know that you are learning something, even though a lot of it might not make sense to you yet. But keep watching, because it eventually will, and it will lead to the fact that you'll become more freer and more in love with yourself than ever before. And if that's what these videos do for you, then I am so fucking happy, because it's one of the greatest gifts that we can feel as humans, is to truly come back to our true source in nature and away from all of these shadows and darkness that we've been trained to feel. So here's my new me on YouTube, just talking, not editing anything, not thinking about it too much, just turning on the camera and sharing. So I love you. Have an amazing day.